Welcome to the Dunk for Big East Shootaround to tip off the Big East Big 12 battle, everybody. I'm John Fanta, and over the next 15-20 minutes, we are setting the table for this showdown between an undefeated Texas Tech Red Raiders team, 6-0 on the season, and the 6-1 Providence Friars. Coming up on the show, ESPN's Fran Fraschilla will join me to talk about a Friday night showdown between Kansas and St. John's. What to expect from that one. Plus, a feature on Mr. Fashion himself, also a star for Providence that you'll see tonight on FS1, the Indiana grad transfer Al Durham. And we'll have Ed Cooley, that much more. Let's look at the Big East Hoops headlines. Number one, the Big East is a combined 60-15 on the season entering this night. The conference has put together a strong start to the season. In fact, you look at what they've been able to do with an over 500 record against ranked opponents. Several marquee wins. Think about Marquette notching that big win over Illinois. Think about Seton Hall going to Ann Arbor and beating Michigan. The league has been able to establish some momentum here, and this is the time of year where you have to make some hay. We have seen some standout wins thus far, and now heading into this Big East Big 12 battle, more opportunities for the conference to be able to carry this momentum forward. Just last week, the Connecticut Huskies beating Auburn. The Huskies going 2 out of 3 in Atlantis and now ranked 17th in the country. Next week, UConn will meet West Virginia in a battle of old Big East foes in Morgantown. That's part of this Big East Big 12 battle. Headline number 2, a massive showdown awaits on Friday night when number 8 Kansas takes on St. John's. For the Red Storm, this is their golden gem of an opportunity. It comes at UBS Arena on Long Island, where the New York Islanders now play their home games. It'll be the first basketball game there. This Kansas team looks so strong. David McCormick anchors the post. So for the Friars, or rather for the Red Storm, you think about the additions that they made in the interior with Joel Soriano holding things down and a couple of other key additions. This will be big for the Red Storm to try to counter what McCormick does inside. But Julian Champagny and Ochai Agbaji are on the same floor at the same time. Johnnies, this is a precious opportunity on a non-conference schedule that doesn't have a ton of them, so this will be major with the Jayhawks coming to New York. Headline number 3, it's a big week for the Providence Friars. This Friars team welcomes in Texas Tech tonight. Red Raiders haven't lost, and they're the best offensive rebounding team in America. And then on Saturday, the matchup speaks for itself. Providence, Rhode Island, the state on the line. Get ready for what should be quite the week here for Providence basketball. They enter the week with KenPom ranking of 69, but they do have 2 wins over Big Ten opponents, those coming over Wisconsin and Northwestern. A loss last week to Virginia, but overall the Friars have done what they've needed to put themselves in a position for a big week here at home if they can add to that resume. We start the night of features with a visit with Al Durham, a game changer for Providence and doing it beyond basketball in the fashion world. Al Durham, you graduate from Indiana last year and you decide to come to Providence College for your 5th season. Why?
I got a call from Coach Cooley. I've known Coach Cooley since high school. They recruited me in high school. And I've been familiar with him and his assistants for a while now. And I like the way they play. I like the way they coach. I like their culture here. I love, the facilities that they have, just what they bring here at Providence. And I felt like it was more, at home for me and more fitting for me. Coach Cooley is an outstanding man. Everything you hear about him is true. He's a great guy. You never hear anything bad about him. And I feel like that carried on. Even after he told me that over the phone, and just meeting him and being here, he's always checked up on me, always, keeping a positive attitude, making you laugh, making sure you're in a good headspace. So I felt like, he feels like family, even though he's not blood, he feels like blood.
What's a time when you were counted out in your life where you had to overcome the odds?
I feel like my whole life, I wasn't ranked highly regarded. Well, I could actually start with being born. I was a premature kid. They told my mother I wasn't gonna make it past that first day. and I'm here now, you know, fully grown, you know. I'm blessed to be here, honestly, and I feel like that's just the start of, you know, the many things I had to overcome, not being ranked highly, not being picked highly, but being able to work my way to where I want to be. I feel like that's going to help me throughout life, I feel like.
Student athletes can now benefit off their name, image, and likeness, and you are doing just that with the clothing line, I understand.
I've had this clothing line for maybe 2 years now. So I started it in Indiana, of course, you know, something just to do, to get my mind off of basketball a little bit, you know, have something else. You know, not to just have, you know, my basketball dreams are always my basketball dreams, but just to have something else, you know, just to, you know, fall back on. And I feel like my love for clothes was, you know, one of those things.
What's the name of the line?
Real is rare.
Real is rare.
Yeah.
What's behind that?
Just, you know, brainstorming. I, you know, came up with a catchy phrase, how real is rare, you know. A lot of things in this life, you know, you try to hold near and dear, but only the real that's gonna stay close to you, and that's rare. As you can see nowadays, a lot of different things are happening, so you wanna hold those real things close to your heart that are rare.
Back here inside the Dunk, coming up just after 8:30 Eastern time, FS1, it's Providence and Texas Tech. Hey, you think about the slate in the battle. You've got Villanova traveling to Baylor next week. You've got UConn and West Virginia. You've got Seton Hall welcoming in number 7 Texas to New Jersey. St. John's, Kansas Friday. We got this one coming up. To talk a little bit more about this challenge between the Big East and Big 12, we welcome in ESPN's Fran Fraschilla.
It's two somewhat under the radar teams, you know. By the way, I hope you got a good meal in my former adopted hometown of Providence, Rhode Island, where I spent 3 years with Rick Barnes. I know you're eating well there, John. There's no doubt. Let's take Texas Tech first. This is a unique situation because of what the Tech fans went through, losing Chris Beard. Mark Adams was the choice of the of many of the fan base, and they're off to a 6-0 start, but they really haven't played anybody. So this is the first real test for them going on the road. And as I said at the beginning, Tech and Providence are two teams that we could see in the NCAA tournament very easily, although right now neither one is getting a lot of notice. I think it's a great test for Texas Tech. They probably have less at stake than Providence because these two teams are going to be on the minds of the committee come March, and Providence doesn't want to lose a home game. So to me, this is kind of a toss-up game. Great opportunity for Tech, a chance for Providence to hold serve, if you will, and not give away what should be a good home win for them.
Just the second all-time meeting between the two. That's why we love these conference challenges, because it gives us matchups that you don't typically see. Let's turn the page to Friday night. You have Ochai Agbaji and Julian Champagnie on the same floor. What a matchup there. Kansas viewed as the better team on paper in this matchup, I think it would be fair to say.
Yeah.
But for St. John's, this is it's their golden gem opportunity that they have at home this season, is to welcome in the Kansas Jayhawks. Absolutely.
And I got to tell you, let's add to it. New arena, first college basketball game in the the home of the New York Islanders, right there. I think over by Belmont Park, off the cross the island, probably, as I recall my Brooklyn days. And I got to tell you, Kansas is good. Got a chance to be very good, not great. Excuse me 1 second. I don't think they're a great team. I think this is a golden opportunity for St. John's to make some noise at home. Emotional game because of the new arena. Julian Champagnie, I loved his brother last year. Had a chance to watch practice this year when he was hurt, but a great young man, and obviously off to a tremendous start. You got Posh Alexander, who's an issue. You got the transfers, Montez Mathis, Joel Soriano. I would just say great opportunity for St. John's.
In general, the Big East thus far, compared to what you thought in the preseason to what we're seeing now, any thoughts on a potential forecast of how many teams could come out of this league and make the dance?
I think the league is better than we thought, or we expected. Last year was a little bit of a rocky year, but Seton Hall is better than we thought. UConn is on the rise. They're about to, to me, I think Danny's got them a year from being like one of the elite programs in the country again. I saw Xavier in Brooklyn shorthanded. When they're whole, they're going to be, gosh, they're a Sweet 16 Elite Eight type team. Yeah, when I saw Xavier without the Fremantle and Kobe Jones on the second night in Brooklyn, some of the other guys, I thought vintage Xavier, Skip Prosser, God bless Skip, Pete Gillen, Sean Miller, Xavier. That's what I saw, and I think they can be that. So right off the bat, Villanova, UConn, Xavier, Seton Hall. I think Providence has a chance. Creighton's going to be awfully young but talented. I love their talent. Ryan Nembhart's going to be a star someday. So right off the top of my
how about Shaka Smart
and Shaka? Yeah. So I'm seeing 6-5 for NCAA spots. If you said 6 right now, I'd say take it and run with it. If you said 5, I think it would be great for the league. 4 at the worst. So I think Big East basketball is in good shape this year, without a doubt.
All right. We are joined by Providence head coach Ed Cooley ahead of the Friars matchup with Texas Tech. And Ed, before we look ahead, I can't help but ask you about what just happened at center court. LaDante Henton was your first recruit at Providence. He hands you the basketball for your 200th win as the head coach of this program. What's that mean?
Well, it means a lot. It means, he was there for the first one. And, he is a inspiration to other future Friars that, aspire to go to college, graduate, win a Big East championship, go on to play professionally, and come back to the school to try to help us continue to build our program. So you can't do it without great players. You can't do it without great administration, great coaches. So I'm blessed. I'm fortunate. We need 201 today, though.
You welcome in a 6-0 Texas Tech team. What are the points of emphasis in this matchup?
Well, it's not going to be pretty. They guard the ball. They're an elite-level defensive team. They're really well coached. I think they have meshed a lot of new players really well and really fast. They have a bunch of talent, so you got to protect the ball, you got to rebound the ball, and you got to execute your offense. And it may not look pretty, but you got to find a way to put the ball in the basket.
Without your starting point guard, Jared Bynum, how do you compensate for that in the backcourt?
Well, it'll be a team effort. Godine, Breed, Durham, it's an opportunity for them to step up, because one person's down, the program don't shut down. So the opportunity knocks, and you got to open the door and take advantage of it. And I think the winner of today has to control the glass, has to limit their turnovers, and has to get some easy baskets. How many easy baskets can either team get? That'll tell a big story throughout the game.
On Saturday against St. Peter's, different competition. Nate Watson and Noah Horckler got plenty of those buckets, combining for 48 points and 17 rebounds. What are you liking from that duo in particular?
Well, they're getting more comfortable as the season's going on. Noah in particular is really comfortable in his role. We're trying to get him a little bit more involved with the offensive end, and Nate continues to play really, really well, and they should be. They're both fifth-year seniors. They've been around the game. They've been in a million practices. We're going to ride them, and we're going to need other guys to step up to match what they're doing.
This is the opener of the Big East Big 12 battle. What's the significance of these conference challenges?
Well, these conference challenges come March. Come March, have you earned your way in? Have you played against quality competition? Have you beat quality competition, and where did you beat them? So I'm pretty sure the selection committee looks at all these interconference matchups. Not interconference, conference matchups. And, hopefully we can, you got to win your home games. Bottom line, got to win your home games. Looking forward to our players playing tonight.
How much you need your crowd tonight?
We need our crowd every night. We need our crowd to be on their feet. We need them to be loud. We need them to be proud. Black, white, and silver. It's the holidays. Happy December 1st. I'm excited. We got about a couple hours before tip-off, so I'm nervous, but at the same time, that nervous is with excitement. Thank you, brother. Thank you, guys.
Back here to wrap it up inside the dunk, Providence and Texas Tech coming up. Couple of keys to this matchup. Number one, the duo of Nate Watson and Noah Horckler and what they can bring to this. When you're going up against the Texas Tech front line, you've got to be physical. This Red Raiders team, number one in offensive rebounding rate in America. Marcus Santos Silva comes off the bench for this group, really produces. How about Kevin O'Banner? You might recognize the name. He helped Oral Roberts to a Sweet 16 last year. Number two, with Jared Bynum down, can Al Durham step up, and can the real A.J. Reeves be able to hit perimeter shots? Providence is a different team when they're hitting perimeter shots. We'll see if that happens. And then number three, it's the balance of Texas Tech. And can Providence's defense be able to slow that down? The Red Raiders are a team with their starters all averaging in double figures. Mark Adams has done a really nice job of getting a balance established with this offense. We'll see how that matches up with Providence's defense and what that looks like in front of a packed house here inside the Dunkin Donuts Center. That is it for us here from Friartown. Coming up on FS1, Providence and Texas Tech. And remember, on Friday night, it's St. John's and Kansas at 7 Eastern time on FS1. The Big East Big 12 battle is here. We saw the magic of these conference challenges in the Gavitt games. Now, it's these two conferences squaring off starting tonight. I'm John Fanta. So long for now from Friartown.